Instagram, and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? Hi y'all, what's up? I'm back. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Okay. So now I have done 2 live shows this year and I am so happy with the way everything turned out. Thank you so much to everybody that came out to the Ooh Ladies first podcast, first live show, also celebrating our 5-year anniversary as a podcast, as a panel, as a collective. Um, let me see. Okay. I'm still kind of recovering. I'm still a little tired. But I had to come to y'all because first of all, it's just been so much going on. The weekend felt long and short all at the same time. And I just wanted to come to y'all and talk to y'all, about Real Housewives of Atlanta Girl because it was a reading session for the ages. But once again, I just really wanted to say thank you to everybody that showed up, everybody that came and bought tickets. If you didn't get a chance to go, girl, do not worry. We will have another show. We are already thinking about having one before the end is up in Atlanta again, using the same venue and everything. So we will get back to you once we know for sure what we're going to do. But we had an amazing time. Everything went so great. Um, Jamie did so great project managing. Shout out to Scotty for being a great host. Niecy and her friend Tiara who came through, everybody that helped, Lyric, everybody that was like just there to support and help us. It was just amazing. So yeah, y'all. I appreciate it. Um, let's go ahead and jump into the Real Housewives of Atlanta Girl because I don't know how much energy I got to be here that long, but I do want to start getting my videos in. We got to do a members only Love and Marriage Huntsville. And also I want to do a BondyBlue show because, if you've been on my Instagram and my TikTok, I have been arguing with the people um about child once again about a situation concerning uh Dominique Morgan, and it's just a whole situation. It's been going on all weekend and I had not said anything because my energy was so focused on what we had going on. And once that was all said and done, I felt like I wanted to come up there and say how I felt because I was just watching people's content and people were just doing a lot. People were going to hell. I felt like people were like very happy about it and kind of taking it to another level, right? And one particular person was somebody that I followed, and her video was just so egregious to me that I felt like, okay, now y'all are getting out of hand. And when I said what I said, it's like everybody oh, you excuse it. I'm not excusing it, y'all. I'm not excusing it. If you, I'm not, that's not how I'm set up. Like, I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all, that is not how I'm set up. There's a difference between me disliking you because of something fucked up you did and you doing something fucked up. I can acknowledge you doing something fucked up if that's the case. I just said I don't know because everybody's saying a bunch of stuff and nothing is very clear to me. So I would rather just hope for the best, okay, and wait and see than be online, talking about people need to be under the jail and all of that over some nonprofit, donor money. Calm down. Cause people were doing the most, y'all. People were misgendering. Like they take any opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We'll get more into it tomorrow, and I'm gonna go find that video of the girl that I'm talking about so I can play that video for y'all. Um, but like from what I understand, Dominique allegedly stole some money from the nonprofit that she worked at. And the money was supposed to be going towards the people, but she used it for a closet and a car or some shit. I'm hearing that that's what's being said and that she couldn't, and she provided fraudulent proof, but I'm not sure if that's just something that was entered, meaning that as I've covered other cases before on my channel, that sometimes just because a lawyer says something, the opposing attorney will say something that will be reported as if it's a fact, and it's not. We saw that a lot in the Tory Lanez case. I forgot whose other case did we see that with. Diddy's case for sure. But there was somebody else's case that whenever their lawyer would come to the front and say something, it was as if everybody was taking what their attorney was saying for fact. And I was just like, no, the attorney is saying that. That doesn't mean that it's true. I forgot. I don't know whether it wasn't Tyrese. It was somebody that had a crazy, maybe racially ambiguous lady as the lawyer. I can't remember who the fuck it was. But it was like things kept coming out, and the way it said to the public as if the cops said it. And the cops did not say it. Okay? Yes, she took a plea deal and she will be getting sentenced soon. Now, that says guilty, right? It does. My morality barometer for shit is like, girl, you already said you was in prison for scamming. People that had to be in survival mode, people that have had to do fucked up things to survive, like they low key a lot of times will still be doing shit like that if given the opportunity, okay? So I'm not like shocked or surprised or anything like that. I'm kind of like saddened by it. I hope that there is an explanation because I've heard other things that would make it not as bad as it sounds. But like I said, I don't know, girl. I don't know. And like I said, I mean, I like Dominique, but it's not in a weird way. Like people are like, oh, so because you like somebody, you're excusing their behavior. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm really not. But stealing money is not at the top of my list of things to be upset about. The shit that I really be upset about, y'all can't even have a conversation about the shit that I'm upset about, okay? About the PDF files and all of that shit, okay? And then there was a framing like, oh, see, DL Whisperer was right. And I'm like, no, DL Whisperer was not fucking right because DL Whisperer talked about the same shit that Dominique had already talked about on her TikTok. We all knew that there was a case pending and she couldn't really talk about it because it was a case pending. The lady went and turned herself in. Listen, I don't know, y'all. I'm saying I don't know, but it's looking like she guilty. And if she guilty, then I don't think jail time is appropriate. I think you should have to pay back the money, restitution or some shit like that. And I usually honestly be feeling like that most of the times. It just depends on how you stealing money affected victims, right? Like y'all remember when Jen Shah was stealing money from them old people and like somebody killed themselves because they lost everything? Like when you be scamming like individual, like poor people that don't even have it, but because they don't know what's going on, you able to get them on the phone and get their information. That's one thing, y'all. That's a blue collar crime I can't get jiggy with. I didn't like how Brett Favre stole that money from the state. And, did Brett Favre have to go to jail for stealing millions of dollars from the state so that they could build, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to deflect from the situation, but I'm just saying there are times where I feel like people be fucked up, but it depends on the crime. It depends on the crime, right? So under what people are saying, it looked real bad. You know what I'm saying? And you should be held accountable for that, right? You're in jail right now. You're about to be sentenced. Also, she said that there was some other people involved. And she's just like the fall guy, which then also made me look at it how, and I saw other people talking about how the nonprofit sector works and how a lot of people that work close to the actual people, right? Those people are underpaid and overworked. And then the people on top are underworked and overpaid. It's just like corporate America. And once that was explained to me, and I also heard something about they were supposed to pay Dominique a certain amount of money, did not pay it. Dominique took money and did whatever she wanted to do with it. I also heard that they wanted to do something else with the money. It was all supposed to be for the people, but she wanted to do something else for the people with the money. And she took the money and used it for something else for the people with the money. But then I also heard it was a closet and it was a car. And so that's why I'm saying I've heard so many different things. I'm not sure exactly what is true and what is not. However, a little short, jail time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, if so, restitution. That's that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even got to be all that. But some of the videos I was seeing, it was just like, I'm going to see that Dominique and T.S. Madison rot in jail. I'm like, girl, from your bed? From your bed? That's where you going to do it? It was just a lot going on, Uh, let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I'll bring up the videos. We'll look at the shit and all of that. But that's the thing that was like really going crazy on TikTok this weekend. And child, we was talking about it, and we couldn't fit it into our show. And then I was like, let me say something. And then the people was like, I see you being biased. Yeah, bitch. If that's what you got from what I said, I'm biased. You right. I'm absolutely biased. You right. And why would TS be exactly like, because this person, I forgot what her name is because it's something that don't make sense. But she said some shit about TS, her house that she, is given to trans people who need somewhere to stay. The house that she used to be living in that we used to see her taping, she bought a new house and now she is having that house be like a house for other people, right? And they talking about, oh, she gonna go to jail because they're basically trying to tie the T.S. Madison shit with the Dominique Morgan Okra Project situation. And those two things are not connected and they're not the same. But it is a we hate trans women thing. And so if the trans women possibly did something illegal, we're gonna drag it to hell like they fuck somebody's kid. But then if we have, a story about somebody fucking somebody's kid, we're gonna ignore that, depending on how much we like them. This specific person is a Nicki Minaj fan, which is why I was just like, girl, I was waiting for that moment, to come back up. Because the girl is very smart, and so I watch her videos. I liked her. And yeah, she said, yes, exactly. She said that it was behind the DL Whisperer talking about they set the DL Whisperer up. I was just like, girl, you sound crazy as fuck right now. Sitting in that room, only wearing pink every day. Like, it's weird. And I really do feel like, I don't know, I think the stressors of everything that's going on, it really just creates this thing where people want to find somewhere to put their energy, like their anger, they want to find somewhere to put the blame, find somebody to be mad at, and somebody that's safe for them to be mad at. And that's what I recognize. Like, you could not like, a trans girl individually, right? Like, that's your business. We don't all like everybody. Everybody don't like us. Who the fuck cares? But the concerted effort to make a marginalized small group of people the ire of everybody's anger is just very alarming to me. Very, very alarming. And I just want us to be fucking for real sometimes. You just don't like trans people. You don't want to call a thing, you want to make it seem like that's not what it is. But that amount of anger, and I want to see you rot in prison. Girl, rot in prison over some money? And yeah, the girl was a Nicki Minaj fan. And then after Nicki Minaj did her Turning Point USA sit down and boys will be boys and all of that ignorant shit. Hey. After that, it was just like, girl, anybody that still gets on the internet to defend Onika, I don't even know why I would still be listening to you. But she was, she did make smart points here or there. Like I just heard her do a video about how a lot of people really, men specifically, look down on women and gay men because of their feeling grossed out by penetration. They're grossed out by penetration. And I'm like, kind of, sort of, yeah. Like, not them penetrating shit. Yes. Bum Supreme is a girl. It looked like Bum Supreme. That's what it looked like. It looked like Bummy. That's what it'd be looking like to me. Okay, it'd be looking like Bummy Supreme. But Bun Me Supreme, yeah, that's her name. I ain't even really want to call her name. I ain't want to repost her on my channel or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it up here to report on the story, but on my Instagram, I didn't even want to stitch her because as soon as she made that video, I blocked her because the energy was like already kind of like, all right, bitch, you said that shit about Nikki, but I'm going to let it slide because I like your content. So, we going to, I'm going to keep following you. When she said that shit, the way she was made, once the second video I saw about Dominique and T.S. Madison rolling around, I said, yeah, that's enough of that block. Just like somebody was in my comments today talking to me crazy, and then when I start responding back, now we need to keep it. Y'all kill me with that. Y'all kill me with how y'all will disagree with me about something so disrespectfully, right? But because you're not cursing me out, I respond to you in like, and now I'm the one. Oh, I need to keep it respectful. I don't know where y'all got that from. I'm not that. Please understand. Y'all already know what it is, bruh. Stop fucking playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me, bruh. If you say something to me, anytime, I'm gonna respond. If I feel like responding, baby, I'm gonna respond. And you can feel how you wanna feel. But I do feel like I'm seeing like a lot of transphobia, and a lot of, like, it's a lot of y'all that want so badly for the narrative to be what it is. And I just, somebody, she was like really mad at me. She was like, cause you sitting up here with a straight face talking about, I hope it's not true. Bitch, I'm sorry. What do you, girl, what? I can't say I hope it's not true. You acting like I'm Usher, sitting up here saying that Diddy was misrepresented or some shit like that. I'm saying that it probably is true, and that's fucked up. And she gonna get what, you know what I'm saying? She gonna get the consequences, because y'all not gonna let a black trans woman not have to reap what she sow. If there's anybody that's gonna have to get their ass smacked because they made a mistake, it's gonna be a black trans woman, girl. The fuck? Yes, respect is reciprocal. It's a reciprocal thing. And y'all be up there sometimes in the comments laughing and talking to me like I don't recognize how you're trying to be condescending towards me, and you think that that's not disrespectful. You being condescending to me is disrespect, right? Like if I talk to you like you stupid, how are you gonna feel? I'm sure you'll feel disrespected, right? Because when I did it, all of a sudden, let's keep it respectful. Girl, have a good day. The number one enemy, so they literally the most marginalized group. Yeah, y'all. No, we ain't talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta. We about to. I just put the shit up there. I see y'all in the comments, everybody, trying to tell me what to talk about and all that. Okay. Oh my God, I love y'all. I'm glad to be back. We actually Thursday. That's why I don't want to talk too much about the podcast and a live show. I said something as soon as I got up here because that was the most important thing. I also got a doll. My bag is probably around here somewhere. Lyric took everything out the car. But a lady came with dolls. We all have dolls. Oh my God. Somebody made dolls. Somebody made dolls in our likeness. That's some baller ass shit. I love it. Okay. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. We're going to do a live Thursday on TikTok. We have to get that situated, but it's going to be a live on TikTok because we really want to push our TikTok. We're going to start posting there. And then we're going to take a break for the rest of the month of May after the TikTok. So you really want to come through for that. We're going to talk about the show. We'll have some behind the scenes stuff to be posted. I don't know where yet. We still trying to figure that out. But we had a really great time. Thank you. And it was just an amazing experience all the way around. Like even down to us spending time together, and me and Niecy and her friend Tiara all being in the same Airbnb. Like, it was a good time. So yeah, y'all. Let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta one more time. Thank y'all so much. Yeah. Okay. So the beginning of the episode, Cynthia, Phaedra, Adrienne Maloof. Okay, girl, Adrienne Maloof, I'm guessing, is another housewife. Y'all know I don't be knowing them Caucasian ladies unless they on Salt Lake City. Okay. So they were all sitting down talking in a puff of haze. I don't know why their scene was in such gauze. I don't know why there was such an Instagram effect over the video. Maybe because they were all elder women and we want to make sure all the creases are smooth. I don't know. But either way, um, they talk about the ladies in this trip that they're about to take to Dallas to help to promote Cynthia's new liquor. And they talk about Phaedra and no, they don't talk about Phaedra. They were talking about Portia and Kelly. And then they were talking about Black Cherries being a tequila that they have. And the main thing that I was getting from this scene is, why is Phaedra such a fucking creep? Adrian started Beverly Hills. Okay, got you. Why is Phaedra always being a creep? She brings up her vagina when somebody says something about Black cherries, right? Everyone was supposed to be dressed like Dynasty for the situation, right? We doing all of that. She also referenced balls too, like, she was like, the Black cherries, oh, like talking about balls too. I think they were innuendoed to be talking about Black cherry like Black coochie, and then Black cherries like Black balls. Girl, I don't know what was going on, but Phaedra was grossing me the fuck out. I don't know what was going on, but she made me feel so uncomfortable, and I feel like Cynthia was laughing, but Cynthia was laughing being uncomfortable. Like, oh my God, it was too much. Creep, 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 creep. Okay. And then we get to, okay, so everybody was supposed to dress up like they were in Dynasty. They were all showing up to get on a private plane, right? It's real bougie, bitch. Um, Pinky says that she's masculine, so being on this trip with women is a new feeling for her because she's used to being around the men. She's used to being with the men. And I understand this. I'm also bisexual. So for me, um, yeah. Hmm. Mhm. Listen, the archetype of Black woman that is like, hell bent on the projection of traditionalism in some respect. Like my man, I still have a husband. I'm a mother, check all my womanly boxes off. But I'm like very niggerish in spirit and in heart. It often feels like those women, if y'all have ever seen women like that, those women often give DL to me. Like, that's just my opinion about it. I don't know for sure, but they do fit. Y'all know what I be talking about. The DL women be mean for no reason. Like, what are you this upset about? Right? Like, I don't know. Pinky does have a very defensive energy to her. Yeah, I think that it was supposed to give Dynasty, because Dynasty did have that gauze over them, but I just kind of felt like, not with Phaedra there. And y'all, I hate this because Phaedra's so cute. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Even with the tackiness, Phaedra is very cute to look at until she opens her mouth and says something that makes me think about like people who, always smell something that stinks, but it's not like, it's like a cat smell. Like she always smelling her upper lip because it smell like pussy or something like that. Like, that's how I feel. Like when I see Phaedra and she be making that face with her, you know, I be like, girl, what you smelling the last, little person's coochie you ate out, you weird ass bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know she's a motherfucking circus character. Okay. Anyway, hey girl. But yeah, Pinky said she masculine, girl. And then she prayed for a real long time. I said, oh yeah, girl. You add I'ma pray a long time, a good kojic. Oh, that mean religion. Oh, girl. Y'all know if you was born into a church, if your grandma had you down to the church 3 to 5 days out the week, girl, you might very much be a secret kitty clicker. Okay, because these are the things that stop you from being a kitty clicker. If you are a true kitty clicker at heart, religion will stop you from doing so. And also, if you already have masculine energy about yourself, I feel like a lot of these women are rejecting liking women because they feel like it's an extension of their masculinity that they're trying not to push any further, right? Because powerful women, strong-minded women, masculine women sometimes, like you do war with the fact that you don't want to seem any less of a woman, any less of a soft, feminine, titty ass, coochie woman, right? That's why the transphobia is such a problem because it makes you feel like your womanhood is tied to a certain level of femininity or coochiness. That's why it's bad for women for the transphobia to exist because even within our minds, we're judging ourselves and our own womanhood based on stupid shit that people have made up, right? So I do feel like there's a level of like, I would never really be with a woman because it would showcase the masculinity that I'm trying to keep in check. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. I mean, y'all know I'm going through my thoughts right now, but it's just what it makes me think of. I'm not 100% sure that this is Pinky, y'all, but it's what it feels like when women like her are in the room and there's this overperformance of power and masculinity that feels like a defense mechanism. And then that makes me feel like, what are you trying to defend against? What the fuck are you hiding? We all know you're not paying bills allegedly, so that's not it. Okay? And yes, most of this cast is very much sexually fluid, okay? Not that's why her and Angela don't get along. They both secretly lesbian. Girl, oh my God. I said that with Cynthia, I said that about Cynthia's life. It just seems disingenuous. I don't know if I feel like Cynthia's life is disingenuous because I feel like whatever is going on in Cynthia's life in real life, you know what I'm saying? Yes, perfect example, the brat. Yes, girl, that's a real good example of somebody that is trying to make that's Lisa Frank lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Beads and makeup. And it was so funny when she started to do that because she tried to act like she was always dressing like that. And if you go back in them first like 2 albums, Brett, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Baptized in the funk. Girl, you are a nigga. You were a nigga. Look, here they go, y'all. Here they go. We talking about specific people. Everybody ain't gay. Damn. Why? Where do y'all come from? And why do y'all always come in a Here y'all go. Every single time we be talking about a specific archetype of person. We be talking about specific people. Okay. So y'all were talking about Angela. Angela doesn't give lesbian at all, in my opinion. Mm, I wouldn't say I wouldn't call her out as one. I would not call her out as one. However, I just feel like if it were not for the way we judge ourselves, more women would be more fluid. And not to say that they wouldn't still be with men, because everybody likes a pound town every now and again, girl. Okay, everybody loves a pound town every now and again, girl. But for the most part, nobody's talking to you hoes that don't like penetration. Shut up, okay? Don't start typing anything, okay? Everything ain't for everybody. Um, but Angela does give a certain type of energy. I would not call that out about her. But I just don't put anything past anybody, and I'm gonna say it like this. Here's a tad bit of a gay face. You know what I'm saying? Like, just this is not serious, y'all. Okay, y'all take these things too seriously sometimes, but it's a little bit of a gay face, but not the energy. I don't think so. But they all give they will have sex with a woman, especially if nobody was around. Like if like at the party, remember when they had the thing and everybody ended up kitty clicking? Somebody eating Portia's coochie tonight. Y'all remember how many people in the room all of a sudden turned into a girl that like girls? Okay? Listen. There are people, listen, y'all be mad at me. There are people on the internet that say all women all women are sexually fluid and just lie because of or deny themselves the energy of it because of patriarchy. I ain't even say that. I let y'all, delude yourselves all the time. I don't even strictly dicklies. I don't even say that. Okay, I don't even be saying, people be out there saying just in general they don't believe that women naturally are like that, and that if women weren't being punked into being straight, then I thought Pinky was queer, period. I thought so too. It wasn't just me that felt like they saw her somewhere with some rainbows. Okay. But no, girl, she let that man impregnate her 3 times in 3 years. Okay. Listen, this is partially the reason why some of us like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because they are a realistic demographic of Black women that have allowed religion and patriarchy to make them closeted lesbians. Okay? Strictly dickly, but mad when you see me flirting with another girl. Women are funny. They are. Listen, it wasn't my fault that we was talking about sexuality. Pinky the one that said she was masculine, and Phaedra was already talking about her pussy. I'm trying to understand how I'm the problem. Anyway, so on top of Pinky talking about how she masculine and shit, she prayed for a long time, which then that's how we got back to that, because I was like, yeah, you praying for a long ass time. That means somebody used to have you at church till 4 or 5 o'clock. That's a lot of pressure on the psyche of a young person trying to figure this shit out. Anyway, I'm sorry. I really dumb things down to the very personal experience of how shit be happening. And when you grow up in Kojic or very strong religious families, makes it very hard to be honest about any type of sexual fluidity. But listen, it's not my fault. These are the women of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If y'all don't want any comments or conversations about sexuality, don't watch anything in Atlanta. Don't watch nothing amongst a bunch of gay people, child, because Atlanta is a place full of gay people. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Okay? Anyway, surprise, surprise. Her aggressive femme ass. No, that is, Pinky does give aggressive femme, girl. She tossing hoes up. I'm scared, okay? Anyway, her bankruptcy. Mean and hateful as Giselle is, I believe. No, for real. She is one of, like, yeah. Because I felt like her relationship with Robin was like, I know you like me, and I know that I can use you because you like me. Like, that's what their relationship kind of felt like to me. Anyway, and Robin felt like a closeted lesbian. Girl, Robin felt like she should have been playing basketball, volleyball. Girl, Robin felt like she should have have got her a cute little, you know what I'm saying, like a artistic type white girl to go ahead and move into a cute little colorful house with, and just go ahead and be happy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. So Pinky was talking about how she got too many assets to qualify for certain types of bankruptcies. And Shamia was like, oh my God, is this what y'all have to deal with? I don't know. Maybe I need to rethink this liquor situation. Girl, I don't think, maybe you need to rethink it. I don't know. But Shamia, a better idea, Shamia, would be to get some type of venue. I think Shamia needs to buy a venue of some sort. Shamia would be the perfect person to have like a bar lounge situation, because she can host all types of celebrity events. She could host like podcast shit there. She could, sell her liquor, be the fun time girl. But I think that, especially because she literally is like on the radio, she's somebody that a lot of people like to get to do those things, to get, she often is being paid to host. So to me, with the type of money that you have, the setup that you have in Atlanta, Shamia, get some Puff and Pedals places. Y'all remember when K Michelle had Puff and Pedals? I'm sorry, I'm still getting better, so my throat is dry. So every couple of seconds I be feeling like I want to cough. But yeah, I feel like Shamia needs to get a lounge or something like that. You know what I mean? Because she's already in Atlanta with the entertainment and those types of events. I think it would be great business for her. And that way it's something that it's not as dangerous. I know that that type of business is a hard business to be in because we saw how Peter couldn't keep it up. But I feel like with Shamia and her man, girl, he could put the AC in. Okay, that's something you ain't got to pay for. And then you could have housewives events and stuff like that. Shamia, that's what you need to do. Don't get a liquor, girl. Please don't do that because I low key feel like I don't know if you should trust them people. Not because, it's just because sometimes I feel like people just be trying to take advantage of Americans. Excuse me, especially if they think you got a lot of money. Okay. So K Michelle closed them because, I don't know if they were doing as well. I think it might have been COVID, which was another reason that they were shut down. But I always wanted to go and I never got a chance to go. To me, in a place like Atlanta, you could never have enough really cute spots that people can come and eat and drink and catch a vibe at. You could never have too many spots because a lot of times spots be too packed. Don't know. Sometimes people don't want to be at the same spot because spots be too fucking packed. If this spot too packed, we can't get in right here. We might go to another spot. So to me, I just kind of feel like you're already in the entertainment industry. Yes, you know everybody. The business that you need to get in order to solidify yourself so that you can have something that sustains you and you only, meaning like not you and Gerald, because Gerald has his thing that's just for him. And I know you want to get something that's just for you. Just in case y'all about to get to a point where y'all may break up or some shit like that. Girl, go ahead and see if you could get you a lounge or some type of bar. Okay? That's what you need to do, Shamia. Anyway, moving along. Angela talks about the fact that she going through the same thing. The difference between Angela and Pinky is that Angela lost out on money she had already spent. It's not the same thing as like taking out loans or whatever the fuck Pinky did, not paying employees, that type of shit. Okay? Like to me, it's two different things. If I spent $2 million of my own money and I didn't get the money back, then okay. But I spent the money. It's not like I owe somebody some money. They say that Pinky owed them people money. Okay? Give me a second. I'ma look it up and see, if I can find the specifics because I'm not abreast of what's really going down in Pinky Cole's world as opposed to who she owe and all of that. But I did see something recently on the blog, so we'll get to that when I'm done with the rest of this. So on the Sprinter to the House, they talk about Drew and Black. And she says, well, he did give me 200 long-stemmed roses. And Drew mentions that, he said he had a really great time because they were questioning how the hell he could have been sitting on the phone for 3 hours while they was all having dinner and taping. And I'm like, what you mean how? Excuse me. Drew is the type of person to apparently pay a nigga half of her salary. So something tells me she probably been, girl, did you pay that nigga to sit on his phone? Did you pay him like a good little $2,000 to sit on the phone with you for 3 hours so that, you could have this little moment? Because that's what it feel like. You wouldn't have to pay him because him just being in that scene, even if he was on the phone, was giving him more pub. And if there's anything I've seen about Black, is Black just likes a lot of publicity. As much publicity as he can get to sell his vape pens, girl. Okay? What else? What else? Drew mentions that Portia and Kay know Black. Kay says, I don't know that man. Drew says, well, he really enjoyed you guys. Shamia says that, because they stopped at a truck stop. And Shamia gave us some excellent advice. She said that her family owned a trucking company. So they had several trucks. So she's been at truck stops before, right? And she says when you go in the bathroom, bathrooms are disgusting. You don't even have to deal with that. She said pee in a cup and then pour the pee in the toilet seat. And then Pinky was like, Shamia, you have Versace on your ceilings and you're peeing in a cup? As if Shamia was saying that she peeing in a cup in the bathroom at the house or something like that. Shamia is specifically saying in a public bathroom at truck stops. And she's not wrong. I thought about it and I was like, Shamia, you know what? You absolutely right, bitch. That is way smarter. The reason why I say that that's smarter is because toilets are close to the wall. So if you don't know how to not sit on the toilet and also not touch the walls, right? Right? You could touch the walls. We drove to Atlanta this week. So there were times if I couldn't, especially Sunday, The Friday when we drove up, we was able to stop at a Chick-fil-A and use the bathroom every time. And those were some nice bathrooms, girl. All right? But outside of that, gas stations and shit are usually terrible. So Pinky sitting on public toilets. I don't know what the fuck she doing. I don't sit on public toilets. I squat, girl. Okay, I'm a squat girl. But I was like, no, standing up with a cup in between your legs, it will probably be so much easier. And the reason why I say that is because you know how you wait a long time to pee, and then the pee be coming out all dumb, like all which ways and shit. And so that's why I was like, that's probably even better than squatting. Because when you put the cup, then you could put the cup and keep the squirting from getting all over the place, y'all. Because that is the worst shit in the world. When you got to pee real bad and you squat and that pee hits some type of weird ass slant. Okay, now you feeling that shit on your leg, you know? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you squat, then you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, it's the worst shit. Okay, my thighs too big to squat. I gotta do the cup method. I'm a terrible squatter and my thighs are big, so my thighs always hit the side, so I layer with tissue. That's also a thing. That's very much a thing. I want to like K. Michelle and Shamia so bad, but they both irking me, and Kelly definitely gotta go. I don't know why y'all hate Kelly so much. I'm not feeling the Kelly hate. I don't know why. I have to line the seat with toilet paper too. Listen, if you gotta do number 2, then you gotta line it, right? And you gotta double, triple, quadruple line that bitch, right? But I'm not doing it every time. You know what I'm saying? Like a funnel. Yes. Okay? Like wow, I'm squatting and the pee just gonna roll down my leg into my No, for real, it's the worst fucking shit, bro. Oh my God, it's the worst. Oh my God. Kelly is a loser. Not Kelly. How is Kelly a loser? Oh my God. That's so deep. What has Kelly done like that? Oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. But Shamia's advice was perfect. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with Pinky and why she didn't understand that advice. But the thing I'm starting to learn about Pinky that I don't like, Pinky feel like somebody that ain't never had nothing as a child. And I'm not saying that to like make anybody seem better or worse, but it's just a fact of life that when sometimes, not all the time, sometimes when people don't have shit, when they get shit, they don't know how to act. Kelly be manufacturing shit. Like what? About Pinky eating meat? That's the one thing I have questions about. Like, Kelly, what the fuck is this? Like, did you actually see that lady eating meat? Tell us the truth, okay? But because I don't necessarily trust Pinky. Pinky talk too fast and she a little too aggressive. So sometimes I'll just be like, I don't know that lady. I don't know. But I don't think Kelly has done anything that bad. Like at the beginning, let's be very clear. The only thing that's actually happened is the shit between her and Portia. And Portia is lying. Portia is lying. What did Kelly say that was so messed up? Because I don't know why Kelly keeps bringing up Portia and her dislike for her. Is it really that Kelly keep bringing it up? Or is it that they keep talking about it because it's a reality show? I don't know. I definitely feel like she don't like her now that she got up there and said that lady, that lady's been sleeping with a married man and talking about she know that happened for sure. I'm still confused about how y'all on Portia's side with that. Yeah, Pinky way too aggressive and hostile, but Angela packed her out. Listen, we gonna get to it, but you right. So yeah. When they get to the estate is beautiful. But to me, I feel like Kelly and Shamia were blowing the house being dirty out of proportion. I do feel that. Because I didn't see anything. They were showing us shit and I wasn't seeing nothing. I was like, that little shit? Like, what is that? Like, rinse the tub out, bitch. What you talking about? Take a shower. It was just stuff that I didn't feel like was that big of a deal, right? But if you feel like Kelly annoying, then you gotta feel like Pinky is annoying, because everything that Kelly told Pinky, or not just Kelly, but Kelly and Shamia told Pinky. Pinky felt like she needed to, defend them ladies herself at the table. We're gonna get to it in a minute. But Pinky got a small house that we did not get to see the inside of, which I was annoyed by. And Kelly and Shamia got to share this pool house that was a pool house all to themselves. It was a nice size. It had like gaming area, had a pool outside. Like, sorry, y'all. My throat is just fucking up. I swear, you be having cough drops all over the house until you actually need one. And then you can't find them. Hold up. But yeah, okay. So to me, to me, Kelly did say that she was going through some shit, right? And I feel like, she is going through some shit, y'all. And Shamia also said the room was dirty. The other women said the room was dirty. Maybe the room was actually dirty. I don't fucking know. But the lady was at the pool crying, okay? And she crying because she was married to and had babies with an old dumbass dude that is, trying to use the court system to be shit, and the blogs to be abusive towards her. Still. That's why you can't be getting with no ugly niggas like that, girl. Because they'll, ugly niggas are terribly vindictive. Not even just ugly niggas, but specifically ugly niggas are very vindictive. I think Cynthia was trying to be fair, but I think she also knew somebody was going to feel a way about getting put in that pool house because those rooms didn't have any windows. Like, the room didn't have no windows, y'all. And I think that that's like, because when I saw K. Michelle room, I was like, yeah. K. Michelle had the room everybody wanted to have. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's Housewives shit that every year somebody gonna get mad about a fucking room assignment every fucking year. But they said the room was dirty, so they didn't want to come to dinner. They was being sourpuss asses, but I also feel like, girl, who cares? Who cares that they were upset? They stayed at the room, they drank. Then K. Michelle with her sourpuss ass went over there to talk to them. Kelly cried. Shamia got to be a good friend to somebody. They drank. Cynthia made sure that food was sent to them. Cynthia went over there and talked to them and apologized and said they was going to make sure somebody came and cleaned up. In the meantime, in between time, Pinky said, y'all could stay at my little bitty house with me because it's very nice. Okay. The shit has now been fixed. Okay? Ain't nothing else to keep talking about after this now. All right? I think Portia was right when Portia was like, give Cynthia some grace about it. K. Michelle, when it comes to K. Michelle not wanting to go because, my glam not here, I think at times K. Michelle just likes to be difficult. I think she likes to not go along with things just so she can stand out. Okay? So you just get used to her acting like this. When I told y'all that, she's watched too many of these fucking biopics about country music stars and how they was alcoholic bitches that was allowed to be terrible just because they get on stage and sing some song that make everybody cry. To this day, right? To this day, a bitch get on stage and sing a song and y'all gonna cry and be all emotional. Oh my God, we love you. And then in her real life, she's a terror and a horror to everybody around her. Okay? So I do feel like on some level that is her personality. So K. Michelle is going to be like this. I would just ignore her. Okay, bitch, you don't want to come to dinner? You don't come to dinner. That's for casting to deal, that's for production to deal with. I wouldn't even be worrying about it, girl. Anyway, what else was going on? I do think that what Kelly is going through with her ex-husband is a ugly fat nigga trying to punish a woman because he no longer has access to her. Because he thought when he bought her originally, he was buying her for life. You know what I'm saying? But, women are not objects. They're people. And when they don't want to be with your funky ass no more, they can leave you. Yeah, I think that Kelly is really going through it because of that man. I do think that Kelly is funny in her confessionals. I don't think she's not boring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know why y'all hate Kelly so much. I don't feel that way though. Like, I think that she has her messy ass moments like everybody else, but to me, she fits in. I think she fits. Um, what else? So Pinky, you know, very assured of herself, right? All in her body language, I can see it. Asked Cynthia about her motives for putting them in the dirty pool house. And because Cynthia is not confrontational, it wasn't relayed that Pinky was doing too much in that moment. But Cynthia said, like, you acting, a little bit more upset than they were when I talked to them. They have their own minds and mouths. They can talk. And I agree with that. But I also feel like if Pinky wanted to ask you if you did this shit on purpose because I just came to this group and I used to produce, she said she produced the Maury show, which means you understand that sometimes people do shit intentionally just to have a moment on a reality show. So a part of me feels like Pinky was questioning that. Like, did you put them in that dirty ass pool house just so your trip could have a moment? Like, that's low key what I feel like was actually being asked, but because it seems kind of like accusatory to keep questioning her, everybody feels like this uncomfortableness and they want Pinky to just let it go. So Portia continues to say that Kelly fucked somebody's husband. That pisses me off because every time Portia says it, she says it as if it's a fact. And for me, you can never really know for sure if two people fucked unless they had a baby. Unless you saw it, unless one of them actually said it. And I don't trust men because who is the man? Show me the man. Portia, you can't just say, do you think Pinky was valid? And her questions of Cynthia, yes. Yeah, I do. I'm new here. I know hoes do messy shit. You did that shit intentionally because you got beef with them or something? Or what? Like, it is a valid question. It's actually quite reasonable thinking about the show that you're on and how things are done. So yeah, it's a valid question. I just think that she's very matter of fact. She's very direct. And I do think that her energy comes off aggressive. I'm not sure if it is or if it's because she's so used to being in charge or being around people who she can speak to in a very dominating manner. If that makes sense. Okay? Cuz I'm not exactly sure if she's talking like this because she wants to be confrontational or because she wants to dominate you or because it's a natural mechanism for her. I'm not sure. But she does talk in a way as if she's trying to dominate people in the conversations that she's having. Okay? Because that's why it can switch so quick to now I'm getting in your ass. Because the conversation between her and Angela wasn't trying to go there with her at all. You could tell. Excuse me. Yeah, she's assertive, but it's more than being assertive. Assertive is asking the question. The tone in which that she questioned it, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. But let me continue on in my notes. So again, Portia. I don't like that Portia continues to lie and then nobody checks her about the lie. You did fuck that lady husband. It was the truth. You also said out of your mouth on camera that Angela better leave you alone before you try to fuck her husband. What Kelly said was in response to the shit that you said out of your mouth, Portia. We have no idea what Kelly has been doing with her snatch. We know what you did with yours. Because you fucked him and then you married him. And you were with him before his divorce was finalized. You fucked a married man. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Assertive, not aggressive. It sounds like she's internalized someone saying that to her. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, hold on. Let me continue. Then she switches to talking about Phaedra and Pinky. And Phaedra says, you worrying about meat, but you owe people money. I'm tired of Phaedra saying shit in the confessionals that she's not saying in front of everybody. That's for one. Um, But she was like, you owe people money, girl. Like you trying to focus on the fact that somebody might have said you eat meat. You owe motherfuckers money. Let's focus on that. Phaedra denied speaking casually to Shamia, which to me, I didn't, because Phaedra didn't directly say she eats meat. She said she used to sell meat. She used to have a Jamaican restaurant. To me, what does that mean? I could have had a Jamaican restaurant. I was eating meat, and then I went vegan and decided to have a vegan restaurant, and that's when I actually blew up. Like that could be the story. So what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? But when Phaedra said that I wouldn't even talk to Shamia like that, but then we see she actually was talking to Shamia like, girl, she used to own a Jamaican restaurant. She was selling meat. You were lying about how you were talking to her. You could have kept it as simple as, I didn't say that. I said she owned a Jamaican restaurant. I didn't say she ate meat. Maybe it, came across like I was saying it that way, but no, I was just saying she used to own. It sounded like you were insinuating that she's a grifter. Let's just be real. Can we cut to the bottom of it? The bottom of it is the way you said that she had a Jamaican restaurant was insinuating that she was a fucking grifter. That she was somebody who at one point was selling meat. That didn't work. So now become a vegan and that worked. So now you're a vegan. And really it's just so that you can make the money. The way you speak, it's as if the only thing that you actually respect is money. That's a problem for me. That's really like played at this point. I'm just saying. What it means to have money, obviously having access, living a life that other people can't live, that's one thing. But to constantly be using your money as a tool to measure other people with, that's annoying. It feels like something that you don't really feel that confident about, but that you use to make yourself seem confident. Because why are we always talking about you and your money, Pinky? Like, I get it, but that's all she talks about. Whether being in debt, being successful, or how much money somebody else doesn't have, and how much money you will never touch the amount of money I've touched. Girl, who fucking cares? Like, I was just thinking about if somebody said, I'm a person that, you're right, I have never touched that amount of money before. So fucking what? So what? What does that mean? Does that mean I can't say you bothered? Because I ain't never touched $1 million, girl? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's ridiculous. Using your money as a barometer for everything is gonna be exhausting. Shamia was really the one that said that, Kelly. Kelly was really the one who said that she saw her eating a steak. And I want Kelly to back up if she actually saw that. That's what I want. Cynthia brings food to the pool house, apologizes, back at the table. Angela and Pinky start going back and forth. Let's get into it. So Pinky asks if it's a house divided between the group. Angela asks, well, Pinky, are you divided? And Pinky says that, I don't have an issue with anyone. And Angela says, well, you sure? Because it seems like, you're a bit defensive. And Pinky says, no, I'm not bothered, especially I'm not bothered by you. And Angela was like, I'm not saying you bothered by me. You don't have to be bothered by me. And she was like, yeah, because you're not a threat to me. Look at you. Like, it was some, girl, what? Like, it went there really quick. Angela was like, the fact that you would even go straight to looks, it screams insecure. And it actually does. Because why is that the first place that you go to when somebody is saying you seem a little agitated? You seem a little bothered, a little upset. And the first thing you start talking about is, bitch, your wig is cheap and I got more money than you. Like, okay, girl. And when Angela said, like, you looking at the physical, but at the end of the day, you seem bothered. I didn't say it was about me, but you just made it about me. Pinky says, bitch, these heels are high as hell. I guess talking about how expensive her shoes was. Everybody, all they heard was bitch. So it was like, bitch. And when Angela said, yeah, best in taking control of herself. I said, I like that. And to be honest, that is something that I admire about Angela. Even in this argument that she's having with Pinky. Pinky is trying to show that she's more in control of herself than she actually is. So Pinky says that bitch is a term of endearment. You could never touch the money I've made. Angela says, yeah, but I could throw a rock and hit somebody you owe money to. Once again. Okay. Pinky said that she got money. Her husband got money. And it's like, yeah, but you won't take the money from him. Angela says, how you doing a giveaway and you owe people money? Oh, Lord have mercy. Like, left, right. She was hitting her up with that one. And Pinky says, I owe you a new wig and some new veneers with that overbite you got. And then Angela says, I know you're not talking about me with them incestuous teeth you got. I was like, incestuous teeth? What? Girl, what the fuck is incestuous teeth? I don't know. That one fell a little flat. Pinky stands up and says, kiss my ass. And then Phaedra said her ass not big enough for me. I needed to be poking and I need to be able to pull it. See, once again, Phaedra being a fucking creep. Kelly, Shamia, and Kay heard them screaming, so now they starting to walk over. I'm like, see, y'all could have came and sat down at this fucking dinner anyway. Y'all just wanted to act like some brats. But that's why you gotta let people act how they want to act. You don't want to come? Okay, don't come. Don't be mad about it. If you don't want to come, don't come. But I'm not about to argue with you and fight. You're not about to change the mood. None of that shit. Okay? She looked like she a product of incest. Who? Teeth like an inbred person. Oh my God. Is that a thing? She was saying her teeth are kissing cousins. The teeth all up on each other. Y'all, please don't misunderstand me. I understand what she was trying to say. And what I'm saying is that fell flat for me. Saying that her teeth was all on top of each other or fighting for attention in her mouth, or, like this lady just said, like her teeth was co-mingling, trying to take over the same spot. That would have been funnier. Saying that your teeth, incestuous doesn't mean close to each other. It means family members fucking. So how would the teeth being on top, girl? I'm just saying. That wasn't. We could have did a little bit better. Okay, I would have been happy if she would have called the bitch yuck mouth. Okay, I get what y'all saying, but like I got the context. To me, that just was not a good one. Incestuous teeth, like, huh? We could do better than that. That just wasn't good enough for me. I'm sorry. Cause it's like, okay, yeah, like, ugh. I don't want to think about that and your teeth in the same sentence, bitch. Pinky stands up, kiss my ass. It's not big enough. Phaedra's a creep. Kelly and Shamia and Kay come walking in. Pinky was gonna leave and then sat back down. When she sat back down, I was like, so Angela told you to sit down? And you sat back down? She said co-mingling too? Oh, okay. Well, co-mingling was funny. The incestuous part was not. The co-mingling was funny. Let's see. And honestly, when I actually looked at Angela, Pinky kind of ate with the I owe you a new wig and some new teeth because some new dentures or whatever it was, because that side shot of Angela, her wig did look like it was sliding back a bit, and her top row of teeth don't look like they match with the bottom row of teeth. So to me, in my opinion, incestuous teeth fell flat. But when we actually had a close-up of Angela, I was like, wig and teeth are giving a bit much. After it was all said and done, Pinky tried to guilt Angela. You were talking about my businesses. And Angela was like, and I don't care, girl. I don't give a fuck. Pinky says that her husband doesn't even like her. Angela says, at least we don't have a live-in wife in the basement. And I said, now, Angela, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? I want to know if it's true. Because that's very funny to me. I want to know. So y'all like Kiki Wyatt, but because remember Kiki Wyatt and her husband had a nigga in the basement. So then they go back to looks. Pinky says that she would look like a Damon without the wig and makeup. That fell flat too. Pinky says that she doesn't want to argue with her. Yeah, that's because you lost the sparring session. Angela says it's not about her, but her tone does come across as aggressive. I thought it was hilarious how they were both able to go to hell on each other and then come right back down. And Angela was like, listen, all of that aside, you really were like coming off aggressive. And Angela's wig was giving Party City. It was. It was. Pinky didn't deny it. She didn't. I'm like, oh, so you do? Okay, that do make sense for you to have a bitch in the basement. You look like the type of woman that needs a wife. Phaedra says that they are the same people and they're in a lot of debt. And it was the dinner from hell. And Drew was like, something is wrong. Something is wrong with K Michelle. And K Michelle is like, Drew keeps trying to make her the center of her storyline and she not doing it. And I'm like, I don't think she's trying to make you the center of her storyline. I think she's pointing out that you're acting like a weirdo. Like you're acting like you don't know what you signed up for. Okay? That's what I think. But anyway, so Pinky. Okay, Pinky Cole's former bar vegan CFO indicted on theft and money laundering charges years after ex-employees accused the business of unpaid wages. Okay. Neighbors. The tide is turning for Pinky Cole. The state of Georgia has indicted her former CFO, Erin Madison, for theft by taking forgery in the first degree and money laundering amid her previous lawsuit from former employees for unpaid wages. This was social users questioning that 2022 lawsuit against Bar Vegan for unpaid wages. If you recall, back in July 2022, a former employee filed a lawsuit alleging unpaid minimum wage, overtime, and withheld tips. The case was later settled in early 2023 for $25,000, but now things have taken an interesting turn. Attention is shifting to her former CFO, Erin Madison, who has been indicted in Georgia on charges of theft by taking first-degree forgery and money laundering. According to court documents, prosecutors allege she created unauthorized financial documents appearing to be approved by Bar Vegan, which was unauthorized. They're accusing him of orchestrating an $87,300 wire transfer under false pretenses before using the funds for personal benefits. Authorities also claim he withdrew money through repeated $600 transactions between September 2021 and June 2022, totaling over $24,999, and moved funds through multiple accounts in an alleged laundering scheme. Pinky has not been charged in connection to these allegations, but what's most interesting is the timeline overlapping with when the wage and payment issues surfaced. She has previously denied intentionally withholding wages and pointed to internal management challenges during rapid expansion. I said that I feel like she was at home having all them fucking babies and leaving people in charge of her money that she could not trust. This kind of validates that to me. The situation comes as her company works through a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filed in March 2026, listing roughly 1.3 to 1.4 million in liabilities. It happens. Business shit is always difficult. It happens. I feel like white people do it all the time. But, and I say white people because I feel like there is a level of when black people do certain things, even filing for bankruptcy, that white people do all the time because black people don't have the same financial literacy because they don't understand how businesses work, because they haven't had the opportunity a lot of the times because, black people have been historically disenfranchised through racism and systemic issues all over the place when it comes to being able to even get a business loan in order to get a business, let alone what it takes to run one, expand, take care of all the things you need to take care of, including insurances and making sure people get paid and making sure you're not doing things that are illegal or that can get you sued, like, playing fights and shit at your, paid public restaurant. So yeah, y'all, I definitely feel like this, I feel like this absolves her from everybody thinking she's the reason why the things weren't getting paid. However, I still think what we're seeing here for Pinky as like a character flaw is how much she cares about money. And I'm not saying you shouldn't care about money, y'all. I'm just saying that y'all talk about money as if it's the only thing that matters. And I just don't feel that way. I feel like money is made up. Okay? Money is made up, y'all. And it's being used in order to, make people struggle. Believe it or not, money being the root of all evil, all of that shit that them people said, on some level, that is true. Being able to take care of yourself and have a nice life, that's not the problem. But valuing money over everything is a problem, no matter how you slice it. Time is more valuable than money. Anyway, and we weren't grandfathered in and taught the ropes to handle money. Yes, exactly. Which, speaks to the systemic issues. Nature Boy. Yeah, I saw it, but I heard it was watered down. So I definitely do want to have a conversation about that because one of my mutuals, Film Tay, she was talking about it and she was like, it's always about sex. It's always about sex. And I'm like, it's not really about sex. That's not like that cult was not about sex. That cult was about power. The sex was a tool or basically a way to show the power that the person has. Okay. Because to me, when I look at Nature Boy and cults like that, the reason why that's even able to happen is because, we're raised to be docile. We're raised to think that there is virtue in allowing other people to manipulate you and control you. It is what it is. Like from the government, from how you teach children to deal with adults, right? Yeah, no, Neek at Night is definitely a better source to watch about Nature Boy than I feel like that Hulu documentary was. But yeah, I feel like it's not even really about sex. It was about power. Sex was just a tool being used, but it was more so about power than anything. And if you teach children to be mentally malleable, if you teach children to feel like they need to always be cowering to authority, they're never going to build the authority within themselves in order to not allow other people to manipulate them in that way. Because when I looked at the people on the Nature Boy documentary, the mindset, they were already like mentally malleable. Velvet, the young black girl from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? Like the way even like the way she talks, I'm like, oh, I could tell you probably come from somebody that was trying to teach you how to be a good wife growing up, right? Y'all don't want to teach them how to be adults, grown human women. Y'all want to teach them how to be wives, looking for somebody to lead them. That's how they always end up with men like that or around men like that, because you're looking for somebody to lead you instead of you leading yourself. That's how women end up being in cults at larger numbers. And men will end up in cults because they looking for a father figure and somebody to lead them. The guy who had just got out the military, one of the first things they do is break you down and build you back up in their own image. So whatever, internal fortitude you have to hold on to it if you want to not be somebody that is mentally malleable, because these places, your schools, your churches, your military, all of that is trying to create zombie-like mindless people that can just take instruction and listen to instruction. So you don't build up a strong person. You build up a person that is meant to respect authority and listen to instructions so that they can be a soldier, so that they can be a wife, so that they can be a slave of some sort. That is how most people have been raised up. So when you're looking at the people that was involved in that Nature Boy situation, look at them. Look how they show up. They all show up like somebody that is looking for someone to lead them instead of them having the prestigious fortitude to lead themselves. So one more thing before we go, because Pinky did speak on the Kelly situation.
So if you saw the episode, we realized that it actually wasn't Phaedra that said that I ate meat. She said I had a rib joint. Kelly Big Titty Ass is the one that said that I ate ribs.
Oh no.
So the shock.
Okay.
Kelly.
Oh my goodness.
It was the shock.
Wait,
and
so then to know
After
that
you were so supportive of the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, how did that feel? Because you
I
really
don't
were
know.
standing behind her with the chicken and waffles of it
yeah,
all.
yeah, and she said that I ate meat. And she sat with me in my restaurant and slurped her daggone Pepsi Cola.
Well, and she kind of knows what's riding on meat eating accusations because you're involved with PETA, you have this slutty
Yeah.
vegan brand. Like, it's kind of like, it's very damaging.
I think, you know, this just tells you what happens in a girl group when people play telephone. Okay. And, you know, Shamia said that Phaedra said it and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Phaedra anyway. So she's vindicated. Okay. I know she probably has lied in the past on people, but she's vindicated because she's not the one that said it.
Wow. So that must have been actually really kind of a crazy turn of events for you to have gone through that potential discord with Phaedra. You found out it was actually Kelly. You and Phaedra were in a good spot. And then she's out here talking on social media. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it was in response to the wig prayer. Was that shade? Like, what's going on with Phaedra's wigs? Are we missing something?
Yeah, no, the wigs are wigging, honey.
Okay.
Okay, she
Okay.
got a tennis ball underneath that wig, probably just like me, though. You know, and you know, I just pray for her and her wig. But the girls tried to eat me up, so I got to eat back. Just
Okay.
because you see me as a rookie, don't mean that I ain't been around for a long time. Okay, don't believe the hype. So if you saw the episode,
Okay, girl. Don't believe the hype. Pinky really do look out for people that have been to jail and now reformed, but a lot of employees she hired as Slutty Vegan are a part of a program, Gift and Curse. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I could see that. I could see that. And it's unfortunate, but you know, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to helping people that just got out of jail and all of that, you can't put them in no manager. You can't let them handle no fucking money for real. Like, like nigga, come in here and, you know, bust these tables and shit. Like, build some shit, put some shit up. You don't need to be in control of no goddamn money. What else? I just want to make sure that was it. And I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, y'all, that's been going on. Okay, one more thing before we go, because Portia and Fallon, right? Portia and Fallon were going back and forth. Girl, everybody is stealing. And do y'all know why I don't be judging people for stealing all the time? Like, it depends on who you stole and what happened and what you stole, all of that. But sometimes I be feeling like that because if you know how much, like, historically, once you realize how this country is stealing from everybody, like, it just kind of becomes, well, that's why I can't really feel that bad about people that be thieving and shit. Because they make shit too hard for everybody. And once you make people have to be in survival mode, no, people are not going to have the utmost integrity. And they're all going to be stealing more because times are harder than they are supposed to be. Y'all have decided to make our lives as hard as y'all possibly can. And the things that happen from that are people stealing all the time, y'all. Because I just saw another one of my little online faves who I used to have a crush on, girl. She stole a dog. When they bought the dog, had the dog, and then did a reverse payment and kept the fucking dog, girl. I was fucked up. I was fucked up. But do I feel like that's like, you know, am I going to be like mad about that? Like I would be with somebody that has raped or killed, you know, done something actually serious like that? Like the way people abuse other, yeah, no. Like to me, it's not that serious. But anyway, so let's get into this. So Portia recently sat down with well-known reality TV producer Carlos King, and they talked about Fallon. Fallon responded, I know you fucking lying. She said that Fallon was pregnant by old boy, and the reason why, you know, she took the L. She didn't put it out there that Fallon was pregnant by Jalen. And if she would have put it out there, then it would have absolved her. And I'm like, no, it wouldn't have, Portia. It wouldn't have absolved you. Because at the end, I said it from back then, that the way the story was told was that when that man was tired of fucking with her, that man put another man in its place, basically. Like, I'm about to go and fuck with Portia, so I'm gonna have Jalen come over and keep you company while I go and fuck on Portia. That's what it gives to me. And to me, that meant they both ain't shit. That don't change how you handle that situation, Portia, and even how you continue to move. Oh, the child of dog, I think, was thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of dollars. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But anyway, Fallon said, I know you fucking lying. See, I was okay with never speaking on this situation again. But as long as 265 is out here doing interviews, taking accountability, and acting as Captain Save-A-Hole with Carlos King, fuck it. Time to blow the dust off these receipts so that everyone can take real accountability and this shit can finally die. So we waiting on whenever Fallon gonna come through with whatever she got that's receipts on the situation. But to me, I would just let the shit go. I wouldn't even want to be talking about this shit no more. Y'all need to be trying to forget that y'all let Esther Rose's brother climb on top of y'all and do his business the way y'all did. Okay? Yeah, girl. The puppy was like $2,300, girl. And then like Atlanta is a land of scammers. The people scam all over the place, girl. And the people, and the way I travel and the way they be looking to scam Americans, that's why I said about Shamia needing to be careful. Because if they see you American and you got money, they're going to try to scam you because they really think that when Americans have a little bit of something that they rich. And it's like, no, the fuck we not. Haven't y'all seen our administration? We are not rich. Okay? All parties involved are wrong, no exceptions. Okay, you know I would like Portia more if she just admitted she slept with that lady husband and it's messed up. That's what I'm saying. Stop trying to fucking act like you could ever be absolved from any of this shit. Oh, and before I get off of here, y'all saw that shit with Stephon Diggs, huh? Somebody sent me the DM and was like, you called it. I'm like, girl, I always call it. I told y'all he was fucking that lady. I told y'all the way Cardi B was talking to that lady, it was like you was fucking him, I was fucking him, girl. We was fucking him. Why you acting like this? Why you ain't just tell me if you was mad about something? Unfortunately, we are rich compared to them. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Not at all. Not for real. Quality of life is very, very important to how much money people have. And the places I have been, even with people living in, I don't know what you would call a third world country and all of that, but some people that live in other countries have less stressful lives than Americans. It don't matter that they got to collect water in a jug in order for them to have water in their house. It don't matter. Their life still is in some ways more peaceful. It's always, and also it might be easier. It might be easier to get food in other countries. You know what I'm saying? Like they're, out here they cut down all the fruit trees, right? They cut that, y'all. There used to be trees that grew fruit out the ground here. They cut them down because they want to force y'all to work in order to be able to eat. There are other countries where they have not done that. The fruit grow out the ground and people can pick it and eat it. There's an American exceptionalist point of view. What point of view? Which one? Shamia pissing in a cup so she know how motherfuckers get down. Absolutely. I was just saying, Erica's comment how America is a third world country with a Gucci belt on. Oh, bitch, you ain't never. The amount of money we pay for certain things, y'all, it's an extreme ripoff. It's an extreme ripoff. Like, girl, just some of the things that we be paying out the ass for that's so easy in other countries and all of that. Our food isn't even real. It's all GMO. Yes. Yes, it is. It's so weird. They absolutely did. I'm from the South and used to be fruit everywhere. Shout out to them fucked up ass presidents, Nixon and Reagan. That we are richer because that is American exceptionalism. Yes. The idea that we have more because we're in America. It's like, girl, I haven't been other places. I'm about to go, but let's see. St. Lucia, they were protesting so they wouldn't be charged for the beach after gentrification. I know that's right. Because out here they just companies just purchase all of the land on the shore, so people don't have access to it anyway. Bondi, what are you currently reading? I'm currently reading Tupac's book. Very, very interesting. They sterilized the male trees. They did so much. They want y'all to slave to live, girl. It's too much going on. But yeah, y'all, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk more then. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all evening. Once again, thank you everybody that came to our show this weekend. The Ooh Ladies First podcast will be back for another live show, hopefully before the end of the year. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all night, and I'll talk to y'all later. Asada, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Bonnie, did you see the interview Nick Cannon did with Shannon? One of those clips he said you will have. Oh, yeah. I saw that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace.